Yep. Okay.
Right.
So here we are. You have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces to the suction irrigation system that are sterile. And so basically you have your irrigation bottle, and then so you would fill that with whatever you're going to lavage the abdomen with. And then you have this cap to the bottle. And the important thing about the cap is to make sure this black gasket is seated properly so that the hole is open so that the air can push through and push the fluid out of the bottle. And so this goes on, the tube goes down the middle, you screw this on, just gentle pressure to tighten it. If you crank it down too much, that black gasket will crumple and will not be lined up properly. So if any time it does not work, just open it, check that black gasket and make sure it's working, seated properly. Then you have your your irrigation line is your blue line, and that will plug right into this 90-degree angle valve. So you just push it right in. Then you have a clear tubing with a lure lock at the end of it, and at the other end it's an open tube. So that piece fits right over the Christmas tree on the irrigation bottle. And then last but not least, you have your suction tubing, which is a clear line as well, but this end has a gray fitting that fits our suction bottle, which is down at the bottom of the rack. So we take the bottle over to the machine, usually, making sure not to drop the tubing on the floor. And so, as I said, the gray piece connects to the suction bottle. You'd hand that to your assistant, and it goes right into that port right there. Okay? And then you have the irrigation line. Tangle myself up here. Not a very good demonstration of how simple this is. Okay, here we go. So these pieces are maintaining sterility up here. So those would be kind of pinched to the drape. The doctor would hand you this piece, which is the lure lock adapter, and that goes right onto this fitting where it says irrigation and insufflation. Okay, so now the insufflation will drive through the tube into the bottle, drive the water up out of the bottle to the irrigation line, tube. Now for this connection, it doesn't matter how you connect these. You can connect the clear is your suction, blue is your irrigation. So I'll just, for sake of demonstration, connect the suction to the side port and the irrigation to the top port. And now if you look at this thumb switch, this is neither irrigation nor suction is working. But if I flip it up, and if you look at this line, now this is your irrigation, so you'll get fluid pumping out. And if you hit this down, now you can see the line heads to the suction tube. Now you're activating the suction. So with the flip of your thumb, you can go back and forth, irrigation, suction, central is off. And down here, when you turn on the machine, this is how you set the pressures. So in the abdomen, I usually set them pretty high. You can turn this is your irrigation insufflation. You can turn that up pretty high. This is in millimeters of mercury, and then suction, the same thing. I usually set it pretty high. The lower settings are for more delicate procedures, but in laparoscopy, you can set them as high as you'd like so that you get plenty of ability to suction up less viscous fluid. So that's the sound you'll hear. You know the pumps are working, and then as you use it, right now we're just blowing air, but if there was water in that bottle, you'd hear it. There would be water flushing out. Then that's your suction. Back and forth. Okay? So that's pretty much it.
Stop it?
Yep.